Whether you're commanding colossal armies of robots with real-time physics, surviving brutal Nordic winters, or defending your castle with 25,000 zombies swarming your screen all at once, the new generation of RTS games is here to shake things up. If you're looking to upgrade your library with the very best the genre has to offer, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any genuinely great recommendations, and join me as we take a look at the 15 best modern RTS games you need to play right now. We have to kick off this list with a heavyweight that proved classic RTS still has plenty of life left in the modern gaming landscape, Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition. What makes it stand out is how it takes that nostalgic formula of gathering resources, advancing through the ages, and building bases, without ever feeling stuck in the past. Once you jump into a match, the economy management feels smooth, and each civilization genuinely plays in a completely different way. Playing as the Malians and focusing heavily on gold mining feels nothing like leading the Ottomans across the map while dragging massive great bombards behind your army to blast enemy walls into rubble. The pace of combat strikes a great balance between large-scale strategic planning and the split-second decisions you have to make in the middle of the chaos. Meanwhile, the historical campaigns feel like interactive mini-documentaries. It's the kind of game that makes you completely lose track of time as you try to perfect your build order. Did you grow up playing Command & Conquer and miss that classic 90s RTS vibe? Then Tempest Rising was practically made for you. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, but it delivers that old-school base building and resource gathering gameplay with the polish and fluidity you'd expect from a modern title. The entire dynamic revolves around controlling Tempest Vines, a mysterious resource spread across the battlefield that every faction is desperate to claim. Combat is fast-paced and hard-hitting. Playing as the GDF gives you the feeling of commanding a highly mobile, technologically advanced military force, while the Tempest Dynasty leans into brute strength and aggressive tactics. Both single-player campaigns are incredibly immersive, featuring fully voiced briefings that add real weight to every mission. This is RTS in its purest form. You manage your base, build a massive army of up to 500 units, and head into battle, where large-scale destruction and intense micromanagement go hand in hand. Beyond All Reason is a free masterpiece you absolutely need to play. A spiritual successor to the classic Total Annihilation, it puts you in command of massive battles featuring thousands of units on screen at the same time. You can choose between the Armada, which emphasizes speed and efficiency, or the Cortex, a faction built around overwhelming firepower. Every match begins with nothing but your commander, and from there, your metal and energy economy can scale almost without limits. Combat is incredibly tactical because the game's physics system genuinely matters. Projectiles are simulated in real time, changes in elevation can block radar coverage, and robotic units can climb hills that would leave tanks struggling to advance. The modern interface is a standout feature on its own, allowing you to draw command lines directly onto the map and manage hundreds of troops without turning the experience into a chore. It's modern macro strategy at its finest, where every wreck left on the battlefield becomes a valuable resource to fuel your ever-growing war machine. WARNO is the ultimate simulation of a hypothetical Third World War set in 1989. As the spiritual successor to Wargame, it throws you right into the heart of a direct confrontation between NATO and the Warsaw Pact across a war-torn Germany. Forget traditional base building. Here, the entire experience revolves around assembling your battle group and commanding your forces on a realistic battlefield. The game features more than 1,000 meticulously recreated Cold War military units, including Abrams tanks, fighter jets, and elite special forces. Terrain plays a decisive role in every engagement, with forests providing ideal conditions for infantry ambushes and rivers turning into deadly choke points. WARNO shines both in its turn-based strategic campaigns centered around the Fulda Gap and in the all-out chaos of its 10v10 multiplayer battles. It's a tense RTS experience where victory depends on smart positioning, efficient logistics, and the precise use of every asset at your disposal. The franchise that defined tactical World War II combat is back with Company of Heroes 3, bringing the action to the battlefields of Italy and North Africa. Forget the frantic race for clicks per second. This time, the focus is on squad positioning, using cover effectively, and executing strategic flanking maneuvers. The dynamic nature of the battles is impressive since the terrain itself dictates the rules of engagement. Coastal towns and mountainous regions make use of a true verticality system that directly affects your troops' line of sight. One of the biggest highlights of this installment is the fully destructible environment. You can bring down an entire church to bury an enemy machine gun nest, and any survivors can still use the rubble as dynamic cover. In single player, the new sandbox-style campaign map and tactical pause system let you queue up commands and plan your moves without the pressure of real-time decision-making. With 4 unique factions and the ability to capture abandoned tanks in the middle of the chaos, it's a tactical adrenaline rush from start to finish. Manor Lords is a phenomenon you need to check out. The game moves away from rigid grid-based city building, allowing your settlements to grow organically according to the landscape and local trade routes. What truly sets it apart is the value of every individual inhabitant. They're not just numbers on a screen. Your peasants grow vegetables in their backyards, tend to livestock, and when war comes knocking, they're the very same people who put on armor and pick up shields to defend their land. That makes the real-time battles incredibly tense. Every casualty in your ranks means one less worker available to harvest wheat before winter arrives. Factors such as fatigue, weather conditions, and strategic positioning on the battlefield can completely alter the outcome of a fight. It's a deep and immersive experience that lets you feel both the burden and the glory of being a true medieval lord. Diplomacy is not an option is a hidden gem that puts you in charge of managing a medieval economy while defending against absurd enemy waves, featuring more than 25,000 invaders on screen at the same time. What makes it so engaging is that the laws of physics genuinely matter. Every arrow fired and every catapult stone follows a realistic trajectory. If you build your walls in a way that blocks your archer's line of sight, they simply won't be able to shoot. While setting up kill zones and positioning your troops, you'll also have to deal with brutal internal crises, such as burying corpses to prevent outbreaks of disease or managing food shortages before famine takes hold. Beyond traditional military units, you can collect soul crystals to unleash devastating spells, wiping out entire hordes with magical lightning strikes. It's a chaotic, strategic, and incredibly addictive RTS, where falling back to your next defensive line is all part of the experience. Microsoft absolutely nailed it with Age of Mythology Retold, rebuilding this legendary Gods and Monsters classic from the ground up with a modern engine and the same level of fluidity found in Age of Empires 4. The core concept remains as brilliant as ever. Alongside managing your economy and army, you'll choose Greek, Norse, Egyptian, or Atlantean gods to guide your civilization. Combat reaches an epic scale once divine powers come into play. Watching a devastating lightning storm tear across the battlefield or summoning the dragon Nidhogg to obliterate enemy forces is incredibly satisfying. Mythical units such as centaurs and mummies come equipped with active abilities that demand real tactical micromanagement in the middle of the chaos. With a massive 50-mission campaign that takes players from the Siege of Troy to the deserts of Egypt, the game delivers nostalgia in its finest form. It's the perfect balance between modern competitive RTS gameplay and the pure joy of dropping a meteor right on top of your friend's base. Dune Spice Wars delivers a perfect blend of RTS and 4X elements. The game captures the psychological tension and political brutality of Arrakis, where the pursuit of spice dictates every decision you make on the battlefield. The pacing of each match is fascinating because the desert itself is working against you. While commanding iconic factions like House Atreides or House Harkonnen, you'll need to deploy ornithopters to scout the terrain, since a moment of carelessness can result in an expensive harvester being swallowed whole by a colossal sandworm. Tactical, real-time combat shares a spotlight with espionage and political maneuvering within the Landsraad Council, where a single law passed through diplomacy can cripple your rival's economy without a single shot being fired. It's a methodical, intelligent, and deeply immersive experience, perfect for players who enjoy winning through military might, economic dominance, or outright betrayal. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is a serious reality check. This tactical RTS puts you in command of the remnants of the human resistance as they fight against Legion's machine network, and survival is the name of the game. What truly sets it apart is that your army carries over from one mission to the next. Losing a veteran tank or a well-trained squad genuinely hurts because resources are extremely limited. Combat is realistic and unforgiving, featuring a modular damage system. Vehicles don't rely on generic health bars. Armor can fail, individual components can be disabled, and environmental structures collapse dynamically, creating new firing angles or burying troops beneath the rubble. It's a tense experience, built around careful micromanagement and urban positioning, where every round of ammunition saved and every decision made in the heat of battle determines whether humanity has any chance of seeing tomorrow. Sins of a Solar Empire 2 gives you an entire galaxy running in real time, with no loading screens or transitions. It perfectly blends the tactical intensity of fleet combat with the deep macro management of a 4X strategy game. Its biggest strength is the dynamic galaxy itself. Planets and moons genuinely orbit their stars in real time. That means an asteroid where you've hidden your fleet could 30 minutes later drift right behind an enemy stronghold, setting up the perfect surprise attack. The combat physics are incredibly impressive as well. You can use a massive Titan to physically intercept incoming missiles and shield your vulnerable structures. Managing the game's 3 distinct factions, such as the Vasari, who consume entire planets to sustain their mobile fleets, while dealing with dynamic trade systems and realistic ballistic simulations, turns every match into an addictive and unpredictable space opera. Set in the world of Norse mythology, Northgard puts you in control of a Viking clan exploring a harsh, unforgiving, and unknown continent. The real twist here is winter itself. The climate is your greatest enemy. Once the snow begins to fall, food becomes scarce, firewood consumption skyrockets, and your troops grow increasingly vulnerable. You'll need to carefully manage your population, assigning your Vikings to roles such as farmers, sailors, and lore keepers. The map is divided into distinct territories that must be colonized, and victory conditions extend far beyond military conquest. You can win through trade, wisdom, or by building enough fame to secure your legacy. Each clan comes with unique bonuses that completely reshape your strategy. It's a more methodical and thoughtful RTS experience, perfect for players who enjoy the constant tension of balancing expansion with the survival of their own people. They are billions. The premise of They Are Billions is downright claustrophobic. In a steampunk-inspired post-apocalyptic world, you must build and fortify colonies to protect humanity's last survivors against billions of zombies. The game's biggest strength lies in the scale and intelligence of its hordes, with up to 20,000 individual units swarming the screen at once. Making too much noise near the edges of your settlement will attract the infected, and the threat is very real, because the infection spreads exponentially. If even a single zombie slips through your defenses and reaches a house, its occupants become infected, causing your entire colony to collapse from the inside out in a matter of seconds. To help you stay on top of the chaos, the game includes an active pause feature, allowing you to stop time at any moment to plan your walls, position Tesla towers, and reorganize your army. It's a brutal, addictive, and incredibly rewarding test of survival. Godsworn is one of the biggest modern surprises in the RTS genre. Set during the Northern Crusades, it places the ancient pagan gods of nature in a direct and bloody conflict against the heavenly order of crusading knights. The gameplay loop is excellent. You choose a divine hero to lead your faction, such as the sun goddess Saleh or the archangel Michael, and each one offers a completely unique playstyle with exclusive units and abilities. Rather than focusing solely on traditional macro management, you'll also need to attract worshippers to your sanctuary. While your followers gather basic resources, the real depth comes from inspiring them to pray and generate faith, the sacred resource used to summon devastating mythical creatures and unleash colossal spells on the battlefield. Featuring a campaign centered on pagan resistance that can be played entirely in co-op with a friend, the game delivers a fantastic blend of mystical atmosphere and tactical strategy. To wrap up this list on a high note, we have Stormgate, a project developed by veterans who previously worked on genre-defining titles like StarCraft II and Warcraft III. From the very beginning, it was designed to be the next-generation RTS experience, blending a post-apocalyptic science fantasy setting where the human vanguard battles invading demons and technologically advanced angels. One of the game's biggest strengths is the technology powering it. Built with Unreal Engine 5 and supported by its proprietary Snowplay engine, every command feels instantaneous, eliminating that frustrating sense of input lag. Stormgate also tackles one of the genre's biggest challenges: accessibility. Its interface includes automated control groups and streamlined commands, allowing newcomers to jump in and have fun without mastering dozens of keyboard shortcuts, while still maintaining the high skill ceiling needed for serious competitive play. With cooperative hero-based modes and an innovative 3v3 team-focused experience, it's the perfect game for anyone looking to relive the golden age of strategy esports. Thank you so much for sticking with the video all the way to the end. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these games are you installing first? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next match. Take care.